Commerce Days, the last few days around the tri-state area. 9:39 on KWN, time of the newsmaker segment this morning. We welcome to the program Dade County Executive Ted Rumley, and the first thing we want to do, Commissioner, after welcoming you here, is to get an update on Commissioner Bradford, as much as what you can tell us.
Well, today, of all days, of course, everyone's been praying for him, but he needs your prayers today more than ever. They're doing a procedure today sometime, from what I understand, and they're taking him off the ventilator and doing a trach in his neck right there, and he's just real weak. And so throughout today, we want you to pray for Alan. This is going to be a real trying day for him and his family. So.
Absolutely.
That's pretty much all we know. It was real
and you know
blunt.
what? He's got a big family because he's got all Dade County.
That's exactly right.
Behind him, and we hope that everything on this procedure will be very successful.
Yeah.
Very successful. Whatever the doctors are trying to do there. So. We'll continue to remember.
We'll keep everyone updated on it. It's through you.
Yeah, you got a 3 o'clock update.
We got a 3 o'clock update. We'll give you some
Facebook,
more information as we get it. Through 3 o'clock too. Yeah.
Absolutely. The weather's been good. I know there's a lot of road projects that y'all been talking about, primarily the County Road 6, and before we go any further, I want to say hats off to Billy Massengale and all the road crew, and of course you and everyone. When the state came up, and we learned this in the meeting that you wasn't that you were out from the other night. The state came up and looked at what was going on at County Road 6, and they were amazed that this little county, I'll say it like that, was able to do that type of major undertaking and doing it very well. And I think they had a lot of praise for what y'all are doing.
Well, the commissioner, we went down, and when I showed him what we were doing, and he questioned that, who was the contractor. He said, because he could recognize the work that we were doing. And, when those pictures, it's not an average person that can do that. And I told him we were doing it in the house. And when I told him, of course, Bill Wallen has come in and helping us, and that's what I've, in my past, that's kind of my footprint too, because I've worked several years in that line of work. So it's unfortunate, that we've got the people, that can do it, and also we're fortunate in having Wallen Drilling in Dade County that, we would have had to, if we'd have done this right here, we'd have had to pull people out of Kentucky or wherever, Omaha, and there's only a few people that can actually do this boring like we need. That can go through rock and all. And fortunately, we got one in Dade County, and he happens to be a taxpayer. So trust me, he cut us a deal. I mean, it's just unbelievable. On Burkhalter and County Road 6, because he is who he is, and he tries to do. He tries to help. The county, because it's his money too. It's taxpayer, and just like Bill, Bill.
And of course, he's a former commissioner.
He's a former commissioner, and if you figure the time that Bill Wallen's put in up there, we figured it at the other day, he's making about $7 an hour. I mean, it's just unbelievable because he won't leave it. He gets there at dark, and he leaves at dark. I mean, the only thing that's extending that project now, just a little bit, not much, but we noticed up at the very top of the mountain there, it's not showing in the road, but we went off to the side, and that is starting to kick out. So we're going to go ahead while we're there, and we're they're doing it now. We're cutting it down, and we're going to add that little. It's about 150 feet, I think it is, or so of wall that we weren't planning on doing, but while we're there, and it is showing a little sign, we're going to go and do it. That way we want to go back ever, hopefully on it. But it's going real well, and we are on schedule on the road. A lot of people use that road more so. You realize it now than ever, because you go up there in the evenings and you can see the traffic backed up from those stop signs on top of the mountain. And if you watch how many cars turn to the right and go back, it's a lot of cars, So, but we're working every day on it, and so just bear with us on it. We want a good finished product when we get done with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. So probably somewhere in the early part of April. Get that.
Well, yeah, it's going to be right around that. It's because we extended it another couple of weeks. We had to because they've been crazy to stop and then had to come back. Maybe next year and do it again. So we're just going to do it and try to do it right while we're there,
And I mentioned the fact you were out of the meeting the other night. Now,
Yeah.
I do want to ask, how's your mother doing?
She's pretty good. She's still, not good. I mean, she's almost 90 now, and she's, and we had a real scare there Thursday, and was with her all day long and all the night before, and we've got had some adjustment on her ventilator that we got home there with her. She sleeps with at night, and it's just part of of getting old, I mean, and fortunately her mind's really good, and we love her to death, and she's still alert and all, but she's holding her own though.
Okay. Well, I'm glad y'all got the problems taken care of that day. I know that was one of that was the reason that you were unable to get the meeting,
it was
the other night, and
bad as I hate to miss my meeting, but family comes first.
Oh, absolutely.
I realized that a long time ago, and that and your health,
absolutely.
No matter what.
Those two things you got to take care of first, and the budget process, I guess, will be starting up soon.
Oh yeah.
As we move into the spring.
Yeah.
I know Commissioner Hartline gave a great report the other night, or a positive report on the Dade County Sports Complex, the new Larry Moore fields down there. That there was a bunch of tournaments already booked, and I think only a couple of weekends still without.
That's right.
Everything else is booked all through the spring already.
Stacy really works hard on that. I'm telling you, he's really, he's really reached out there, and it's amazing how many people it's reached out to him that realizes that we are, open, for business. You might say we're asking people, different teams, different organizations, and it's just going to be a busy summer. It's going to be a good summer. Hopefully, the weather works with us, and I didn't realize this till months ago. We've even got on Sundays evenings. We've got a grown men baseball team that's starting to play down there. They played last year, but this is for anyone 18 and over, and that means it don't matter if you're 80 years old. If you physically can do it, you can play baseball. And so it's pretty interesting. I went down last year and watched one game. It's pretty interesting because you got people from all ages out there playing ball, and this is the real deal. This is not slow pitch. This is a real baseball. So. It's pretty interesting. So on Sundays, when they get started, if you ain't got anything to do, it's pretty interesting to go down and watch them play there.
That's good. Is there anything else? And I know that let's do something that has been near and dear to Commissioner Bradford's activity as a commissioner, and this is the Tire Amnesty Day, and this is going to be coming up real soon. I know he's usually the one that
he's the backbone.
He's the backbone and schedules all of this, but it's been postponed once, but it's going to be coming up.
That's right. And you've got that posted, haven't you, on our date?
It is on our website.
And what day is that?
May the 1st.
May the 1st.
With a backup day of May the 8th if weather's terrible.
Yeah.
And I do know from the meeting the other night there is some restrictions. This is only for personal. If you have tires on your property, and I think there's a 20 tire limit. Is
20
that
tires.
Yeah. 20 tires, and this is not for me to go around and I go over to your house and get 20, and then I go over to Aunt Susie's house and get 20, and I go over here. They're not going to let that happen.
No.
You need to make arrangements so you get 20. Up to 20 tires off of your property, and no big truck tires or anything like that. These are just maybe tires you've taken off, and they're wanting to get rid of these, of course, for the summer coming up with mosquitoes.
The water, and all getting in, because that's the number one mosquito habitat, they say, other than ponds and rivers, but it's tires in the backyard. So it's hard to believe, but it's ideal because they keep the heat. They're dark in the sun, and then they've got the water, stagnant water, so it stands to reason, but that's coming up May the 1st, and we got, there for months we gave a report down our Lookout Lake dam up there on the mountain, and this will be the last thing we finally got Friday, got the certificate from the Safe Dams that it is no longer a Category 1 dam. It is officially on the state dockets a Category 2 dam. It relieves us from the liability and all that from the dam. So, they accepted it verbally, a month ago or whatever when they came up and done it. But we got the real deal now, certificate, and they will come back I think in 5 years and reevaluate and make sure nothing's changed and all that stuff, So we're so glad of that. I mean, it's been hanging over us for years, 15 years, 12, 15 years. So we're glad that's over with, Yeah.
We've got some new appointees for some committees that was adopted by the commission the other night.
Correct.
I think Colton Stallings, the commission has placed him on the special use planning commission. I guess I can't remember the exact name, but that's something like that.
Yeah.
So now it's got a
full board.
It's got a full board.
Full board. Thank goodness.
And so that's all 5 members there. Stacy Prater. We all know Stacy, or lots of us do anyway.
Yeah.
She is a new member, taking Doug Anderton, the late Doug Anderton's place from the North Shore Development Authority.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a new board member there. She'll do a great job. She loves Dade County.
That's right.
And then Dr. Cantrell, James Cantrell, is a new appointee. Also took the late Doug Anderton. It's still hard for me to say that, late Doug Anderton's place. But on the industrial development.
Yeah, that's right.
And,
that's correct. Yeah.
I talked with him, and he's looking forward to it. He brings another perspective. He's a contractor, which is a builder, and he's doing some building here in the county. But also his whole career in education has been centered around careers and getting folks ready to be job ready to work in industry and all kinds of different careers. So he brings a lot of knowledge from that area.
He'll be good for the board, I think so.
Development Authority. So.
Yeah.
So that was the 3 major announcements that were made for those 3 boards this last Thursday.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want
to
to talk
just the big thing, when we could walk away from this County Road 6 thing, which it's going to be really soon, and get finished with it, we'll be ready to go right into our paving. There's going to be quite a bit of paving done this year in the county, and we'll update you on that, what roads we'll be starting on first and all. We've got a lot of work that needs to be done on Burkhalter and Hills Gap. That's 2 roads right there that we've got to do some work on this year, paving, and so that's going to be the next big thing. We'll be talking about will be because when you do pave, a lot of times you got the road shut down, you've got alternate routes and all that. So we'll try to keep everybody up to date on that. They just have to work with us and understand that because we had you start paving the road and the people you think you would least expect come out and complain about it because they're a little bit late. You got to do what you got to do when you got a road shut down. Just like County Road 6. And but the paving thing, we will keep people updated. You'll see a lot of activity around the bridges that they're going to be replaced in the county this summer. Nothing torn out, but they're doing a lot more engineering work. They're doing all the things that they have to federally and state before they even think about doing. They'll be so you'll start to see a lot of red ribbons and blue ribbons and all that. But actually, work on either one of those bridges are not going to happen until possibly later on next year, 2022 and 23. And but we'll keep everyone as they inform us, on what's going on.
Yeah, I was reading the other day about 136 over here. You and I have talked about it here on this program. But it is really 2 or 3, probably 3 years down the road.
Exactly.
Before
that one is for sure. Yeah.
And they'll have some public hearings and be able to have folks have input. I talked to the sheriff about it, and he's in agreement too. We can't have that thing shut down for 6 months.
No,
it's for public safety, if nothing else. It's got to be a rapid bridge.
Well, they're going to that's what they're going to do. They're going to do the accelerated bridge, and you're looking at from 9 to 14 days in reality of having it shut down. But even 14 days if it's shut down, that's a pretty lengthy time. School won't be going on, but in the summertime, and but we'll just have to prepare ourselves, because it's going to happen. One way or the other, that bridge has got to come out and it's got to be fixed. It's got to be replaced.
Of course, get very familiar with New England during that time because that's the way we'll have to come to Trenton. We'll have to, those of us live over at the foot of Lookout Mountain, we'll have to go to Burkhalter and down around the hang gliders. We'll cross Lookout Creek, come out that way to be able to get to Trenton. So it will take a little.
Maybe you might check into getting maybe one of the old ferries over there or something. To go, load 2 or 3 cars that and take them across the side. But
Well, some of the ferries no wider than Lookout Creek is. That
That's
it
true.
would be
That's
just
true.
a bridge.
Yeah. That's about what it would be. Yeah, when you
it
set
would.
it down. Yeah.
It would. That's for that is for sure. I definitely remember as a kid going across the Bridgeport Ferry
That's right.
and the
That's
South Pittsburgh Ferry.
Yeah.
Even as a young adult.
And you didn't even think about making photos, pictures, because most people had those little Instamatic cameras, and I'm sure there's pictures out there. But we wrote it several times, and just didn't think about it. But it would have been interesting to have some black and whites of that old ferry going across there. It's pretty, because that's history.
Oh, absolutely.
History gone. Yeah.
Absolutely. Never to return with all these bridges and
that's true.
And that's been built for sure. Commissioner, how can they get in touch with you?
423-667-8999. That's my cell number, or 657-4625. Also, might mention the 55 and over Monday. I know y'all
and you
been
can
keeping
go
up.
ahead and start scheduling an appointment.
You can go ahead and start today. To call the call center, and we're trying to work with them, with Kerry and all of them. We're trying to beef up our call center and get ready for this for next week, because you're not sure really just what the input's going to be. But I've got a feeling there's a lot of people want it, and so just and also our update. We'll talk more about that at 3:00 this evening. But that's
all right on
okay.
Facebook Live, the Dade County site. And we always share it on KWN News now as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we will continue to keep Commissioner Bradford in our prayers and our thoughts, and hope the procedure that they're doing today will be very successful.
Exactly.
Dade County.